Welcome back to the show. It's I Quit My Band. My name is Nate.
I'm JJ.
I'm Evan.
We hope you're doing well. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Comment down below and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And subscribe to our Patreon page. $5 a month to become a quitter for bonus content. We are doing like once every other week at this point. We just did the top 10 worst King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard albums. We just reviewed Ty Segall's classic album, Melted. And we got more stuff coming up on the way. So go subscribe to our Patreon. Support the channel. And you know what? You're really going to want to subscribe to that Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
I really have to just say that because your boys are superstars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went viral, dude.
We went viral.
We did it.
We had one video, the band name video, 2 weeks ago that did pretty good. And I was like, wow, this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you did that without us, and that
Yeah.
hurt.
I did do it without you.
We had to come back strong as a group.
I was eating dinner and I just kept saying Matt Damon Wayans to myself. And then I was like, maybe
There's something to this.
Right. And it was fun to do stuff without you guys.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I could see you had a joy in your eyes.
Oh,
That is
yeah, dude.
absent when I'm here.
While I was doing it, I was like, I don't even need them.
Just need
But,
me and my phone,
right.
dude.
And, yeah, dude, founder content. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But then, a week later, we did Death Metal Eye Doctor. And I mean,
Smash hit.
You're going to want to go check out Death Metal Eye
Yeah.
Doctor
It's
because
11
people are loving it.
seconds.
It's 11 seconds. Revolver Magazine shared it to their story.
It's a little easier to digest than this whole fucking
Yes.
Yeah,
thing.
it is kind of fun after doing this for like 2.5 years to just. Eventually, we're going to become Vine stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
We
exactly
took
what
the
it's gonna
long way to just make 7
be. Yeah,
seconds.
we
Yeah.
could have been doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, yeah, all these like little bits we come up on the show are funny. But
Took like the opposite. Usually Vine stars start a podcast.
yeah. Well,
We're doing the other way
they're
around.
funny on Vine, and then they have to start the podcast.
Yeah,
We
other
just
way
do it the
around for
opposite
us.
way. That's all right. We're just we're figuring it
We're
out.
figuring it out.
We're figuring
dude.
it out.
And
But,
here's an hour-and-a-half review of the HAIM record.
Pretty much.
Sure, everyone wants that.
Yeah.
Full listen.
All our thighs are out
Yeah.
too today too, by the way.
yeah, that's good.
It's a big
It's
deal.
hot out here in
It's like
Pittsburgh.
90 degrees outside.
The reason we're here today is to review a record that came out yesterday by a bigger band that I've had, I've been a fan of for a while. It's HAIM. Is it HAIM?
HAIM.
I think it's HAIM.
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 I always get it mixed up.
HAIM.
HAIM. They have an album out today called I Quit.
Perfect.
So immediately I connected with this.
Yeah.
Tailor made for us.
Even,
Yes.
even better, do you know how they came up with the name?
Because they all almost
They all
quit.
watched the podcast.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
They saw a Death Metal Eye Doctor
Yeah.
and immediately...
And they were like,
They're
those guys
we
are
gotta
cool.
change course.
No, they were talking about it on Fallon. It's from That Thing You Do, where
No way.
he's like mic checking.
Yeah.
He's like, I quit. I quit.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, oh my god, this
That
is
makes me-
tailor made.
It's
Yeah.
been
Yes.
prophesized.
I can't wait to give this a 6.4.
That does maybe, I'm glad you told me that because maybe that'll bump it up a notch
Oh,
in my
yeah.
book. Being that I've seen That Thing You Do 10,000 times.
And we've talked about it on the podcast
So many
maybe like 8 times. And we're just like, how sick is that thing
such
you
a
do?
sick movie. But yeah, this is called I Quit. I think this is only HAIM's fourth album.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't even realize that Days Are Gone, only came out in 2013, and they've only done 2 other records since then. And yeah, I mean, I found out about them.
That's crazy.
When Days Are Gone came out. The Wire was the first song I heard, and I thought that they were that song was great. It kind of was a band that was kind of wearing their influences on their sleeve a little bit. You could hear a lot of different bands, legendary artists kind of in their music. But it always felt like original to me. I saw them at Pitchfork in 2019. It was a really great show. It was like huge,
Did they do the choreographed dance?
They did do a dance.
Yeah,
it
they're into
was-
that.
Yeah.
I saw them back in the day, and their closer was like the Blue Man Group
Yeah.
drum
Yeah.
explosion.
They love that
I
shit.
just saw a clip of them like doing that. the
Oh
other
my
day.
god, I saw the same one.
Yeah,
probably.
where
the
she's like-
blonde one, dude.
Yeah.
The blonde one freaks me out a little bit. I
Yeah,
don't
it's a
remember her
little
name
too
because
much.
she like even when she plays
Esty.
Esty,
Yeah.
when she plays the bass, like the craziest faces. you've ever
Bass
seen.
face.
It's
Yeah.
like
Big
she's
time.
getting
Supreme.
like stabbed.
It's a little
from
forced.
behind. Yeah.
I would say it's a little bit like, okay, is the bass really that cool?
Yeah. And you're doing this every night.
Yeah,
How about in Des Moines, Iowa? You take a night
Yeah.
off and make a normal face.
She's like-
yeah,
Yeah, Cedar Rapids is getting the.
Then in Chicago,
Yeah.
they're getting.
yeah, dude, fucking Gene Simmons. That'd be awesome. She was like, Gene Simmons is my number one influence. But yeah, I mean, I've been a fan of them for a while. There's not, I don't know if I've listened to like a whole HAIM album like front to back and been like, this is great. But I've always like heard the singles and always thought, wow, another great solid song from HAIM that I'm not gonna mind hearing all summer. You
Yeah.
know, from wherever I am in a grocery store or somewhere like that. Like, don't wanna last. We're in 2021. That was the
What's the
last
song
song
that
I
goes?
kind of remember.
Boom, da, ba, boom,
That's
da,
The
ba,
Wire.
That's the wire.
That's the song.
Yeah.
That's their fucking song.
Yeah, that album that Don't Wanna is on Women in Music
Women in
Part
Music.
3.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a great pop record. Like,
Yeah.
I really liked Days Are Gone when it came out because they were like kind of sold to Pitchfork indie rock guys.
A little bit, yeah.
And I remember seeing HAIM, all sister band, playing like instruments, and for some reason my brain was like, they'll probably sound like Sabbath.
yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
HAIM on the drum,
Yeah.
the kick drum.
You're
and I
like,
was
oh yeah, that's
yeah.
Les Zeppelin.
Yeah, this
There's
is gonna
something
be
in
super
every guy's head, where they see like, women with guitars. They're like, this is gonna be.
I'm pretty sure
I thought
one
it was like
plays-
going to be the Donnas again.
Yeah.
I think one of them plays an SG too. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, oh yeah,
She was
duh.
playing SG.
And then it was The Wire, and I was like, oh, this is kind of like Fleetwood Mac, and it sounds really good.
Yeah.
And I remember their second album, there being like one or two really good songs on it, but not really connecting with.
Yeah, I remember Want You Back.
Want You Back,
Really
and then,
good. Little of Your Love is really good.
Little Your Love's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the third album I thought was like fantastic,
Yeah.
and they have like a weird connection with Paul Thomas Anderson, and like as a film bro, he's directed like 10 of their music videos,
Yeah.
and
Whoa.
I've watched every one because I love Paul Thomas Anderson, and like sometimes it'll just be like them walking
Yeah.
down the street, and you're like, oh, Paul Thomas Anderson, the mise en scène is unbelievable.
Look at that symmetry in the frame. Look at the color balance.
Alana Haim was also in Licorice Pizza.
Yeah.
Good
Streisand.
movie. Yeah.
What are the names of the Haims? There's Esty, which is the weird one.
Este's the
bassist.
bass player. Alana is the guitar player. And then there's Danielle Haim,
Who's, like, the
who is-
lead singer,
She's
guitarist.
the front woman. Yeah.
Okay, got
She was
Alana.
also
Alana's the goofier one, I think. That's in the. They're all kind of silly. I
They're
get a
all
lot of
little
their
bit silly.
TikToks.
Yeah, they're all a little bit silly.
Yeah.
Danielle Haim was in Julian Casablancas' solo band when he
Oh, yeah.
first started.
Okay.
Yeah, so she
Didn't-
she had some street cred.
Didn't
right
one
off
of
the
them
bat.
date like Nick Jonas or something?
Who?
I don't know. Who
I have
cares?
no
Doesn't matter.
I'm not on Jonas Watch, brother.
What a stupid ass
Wanna
thing to bring
relax.
up. Dumbass.
Didn't one of them date Nick Jonas?
Yeah, I should have known my audience there. Fucking idiot.
Got his ass.
Yeah, no, you're so right. I'm gonna just own that. I'll
That's
just I'll
great,
just sit on
dude.
the sidelines for a minute. Need
that's
to take a
great.
play or two off.
Yeah, dude.
Time out. Time out.
My
I
boy's
fucked that
down
up.
bad.
I fucked that up. Let me get out of here. I'll go sit in the cuck chair.
That's so funny. I think it was Kevin.
Yeah, they're all brothers
I think it
and
was Kevin.
sisters.
All the Haim sisters dated the Jonas brothers.
brothers
at the
just
same-
matched
just
up
ma-
perfectly,
Yeah, it was like
yeah.
an arranged
A
Hollywood
1-to-1
marriage.
ratio.
Yeah, like their parents, like, there's 3 of you and 3 of them.
One
Hoppa!
of your careers are going this way, the other's this way. It'll be great.
It'll be great.
Sorry, everybody. That was. I'll
yeah,
wear that.
sorry.
Yeah, it's my bad.
But yeah, I quit.
Yeah.
It's out. They've been putting out singles. I've been like, I don't even know how all of these kind of slipped by me. I didn't even really know this record was coming out until I saw that video of SD HAIM doing the faces while she was playing drums.
Yeah,
and I
she's
saw the
playing
big
drums.
"I quit" behind her, and I was like, I was like, is that us?
Shout out!
Yeah, shout out, we made it, dude.
That's our IP right there,
yeah.
dude.
But
I heard relationships.
I did not hear relationships.
Many times. It,
Yeah.
Like I think I'm like, I don't know. My TikTok thinks that I like girly shit sometimes because it's girly shit. That song.
I mean, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
In this relationship. I've heard that song like 1,000 times already.
It's
or
a
at least
li-
that small chunk.
It's a little bit girly. I mean, they do have like friendships and like connections with like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like that was like one thing that I remember like put me off from them a while ago. I was like, I thought they were like this rock band, and then you see them like hanging out with Taylor Swift, and I was like, okay.
I mean, they're very
Maybe.
clearly a pop band.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
like that you can legibly see like rock elements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
and
they
they have
all-
like cooler production. Like Rostam from Vampire Weekend does the production, and so they don't like. What I like about them is they don't really sound like anybody else in the pop
Yeah.
sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And they all like are really talented. Like I'm pretty sure like all three of them can play like a bunch of instruments
Oh, yeah.
and shit.
Yeah,
so
they
that's
all
pretty
do
cool.
a whole bunch of different things.
Like I've
which
seen
is-
footage where like they all like switch shit around during their shows. Sometimes they'll play drum. One of them will play drums. Like obviously there's more than 3 people in their live band or whatever. But
Yeah.
I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Danielle's first instrument is the drum. She plays a lot of
Yeah.
the drums on the record.
Yeah,
Checks out.
Alana does a lot of like auxiliary instrumentation.
She has like a station.
Yeah, she's
typically.
got-
like
yeah.
the synth, the guitar.
Yeah, which
drums.
is pretty cool.
She's the cleanup hitter.
Yeah,
she's the
exactly. I was
utility
going to say that
infielder.
utility. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Let's dive
Should we
in.
just dive right in? So I quit. My band
Oh.
by HAIM. Let's get into it.
All right.
This is the first song called "Gone."
It's it's one of 2 songs on the record that has a credit for sampling another artist. This one they sample George Michael's Freedom 90, which
Yeah.
I would say it works a lot better than the other sample that they do later, which we'll talk about. But
I don't even know which one it is, but
it's
I
the
probably-
last song.
Okay, I don't even remember what that sample is, though. But we'll get there.
But I felt this was like kind of a subdued opener.
Yeah.
Yeah. This definitely put me off for listening to the rest of the record. Like I really didn't enjoy the journey of listening to the song. It was like we're starting slow, very soft. The mixing is not bad, but her vocals are so dry and upfront. And then just kind of blatantly getting freedom, the freedom chorus in there. I was just like, all right. This felt like a cutting room floor type of take or a track that was, for some reason, made the opening track of the album.
Yeah, like some of the way that Rostam mixes and the production of their albums, it will sound like drier than normal. It'll sound sparser than normal, and sometimes it works so well. Like on the last
Yeah.
record, I thought it like really worked well. And there's a couple songs on this album where I felt like, man, if we just juiced this up a little bit
Yeah.
or did this here. And this was probably one of those songs.
This gave me so many. I had to look up if Jack Antonoff produced this album because
Yeah.
this gave me like immediate. The way it sounds, it gave me immediate Solar Power lore
yeah.
vibe in the way how upfront the vocals were and how close those guitars were and how they were just doubled in both your ears, and this kind of like on purpose shitty guitar solo here. where
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's recorded like shit too.
yeah.
The
See,
vocal.
I kind of like the guitar solo. I like like the really dry tone.
I don't mind the dry tone, but I just don't like the way it was played. I felt like it was like, give
like,
us the worst
haha,
guitar
it's
solo. you
shitty.
could.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is pretty good.
It definitely
I mean-
was recorded off of one of those like Jack Black belt
Yeah,
buckle
yeah. The School of Rock.
guitar
dude,
amps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Fender with just like,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
5 watts to annoy the fuck out of my dad, dude. Bam.
Yeah.
Bam.
I don't think much of the vocal melody she's singing in this song too, because for the most part she's just like And I know she's more talented than that. There
Very-
could be something more interesting happening.
It's very one-dimensional, I would say that.
I like this part, but we're at like minute 3 or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that in the song.
It takes a while to get
Yeah.
there. Let's move on to the next one, All Over Me. Things start picking up pretty quickly, though, with this one.
This one's one of my favorites, I think.
Yeah, this one doesn't... I don't... it feels very, like, HAIM,
Yeah.
It feels like
Yeah.
right in the zone of every other HAIM song I've ever heard.
This one especially reminds me of a song off their second record called Right Now.
Yeah, I remember that song.
Right now, right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. That's a good one.
There is a part, there's a little bit of the chorus that sounds a little more Taylor Swift than I'm used to when I'm listening to HAIM.
Yeah.
But this has like a lot of the elements that I've grown to like with HAIM, like their vocal interplay, kind of a
Yeah.
cool beat on real drums, like really like good sounding drums too,
Yeah.
like analog and
Yeah. How often is the primary lead singer like all the time?
I think
no,
I-
well, the back couple, like Alana takes a song on the back.
Like,
and I
can
think
you
Esty-
discern between them?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't. I just haven't listened to enough of the band to know who's what or whatever.
Alana has a little bit more of like a higher pitch, like a little bit sweeter kind of voice.
and like
Okay.
very nasally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
You're gonna have to tell me when it happens. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't really know.
yeah, Esty I would say has probably the best sounding voice.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the character that Danielle's.
Oh,
got.
she's busy making all those faces
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
She can't really sing that often.
Danielle has a lot of like quirks in the way she sings. Like I remember like when I first heard The Wire, like she had like these like Michael Jackson.
I'm bad at communication.
Yeah. It's like wow. And then like when you see them play it live, she really accentuates
Yeah.
those little parts even more. To the point where you can't even fucking understand what she's saying sometimes. But yeah, this is like it's just a chill song, like I enjoy it. It does still like I'm still getting flashbacks of the kind of watered down pop rock that's been popular with Jack Antonoff produced records. Like I'm still getting bits of Taylor Swift, still getting bits of the Lorde record, maybe even a little bit of that Lana Del Rey Jack Antonoff produced record, and even the Bleachers record that came out as well.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't know. Like,
It feels very like flatlined.
I know
a
you mean
little
like
bit.
nothing jumps out of the mix
Yeah.
to kind of
No.
like really hit you.
Yeah.
no, I think the one thing that may differ this album from some of those that you listen to, at least the drum set sounds interesting and
Yeah.
cool.
I'm not gonna
At
bash
least.
it for like the production because I do think it's like it's similar, but it's a step up. It's
Big
like
time. Yeah.
it's taking like what listeners and what popular artists are really doing, but like just cleaning it up and tightening all of that, like not putting so much fucking
Well,
reverb on everything.
Adding some like for drums specifically, like I'm talking about, there's like clearly like some natural reverb there, which is cool. Like,
and the bass is nice and big.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like it's recorded in a bedroom.
Yeah, nothing like that.
You recorded this in your bedroom.
It's the best record you've ever
Done.
Yeah. Do we want to move on?
Yeah.
This is the next song, Relationships.
Yeah, this is the one I heard
This is a very
many months ago.
very fun song.
Yeah, this was the first single, and they've always had a '90s R&B element
Yeah.
to what they do, like In Vogue or something.
Yeah.
And this is it turned up to the absolute max.
Yeah.
They probably
And-
fuck with Madonna pretty heavy.
Oh, yeah.
this
I'm
is
sure.
so Madonna.
Yeah.
And it rules.
And this is one of the coolest constructed songs that I think they've ever
Yeah.
done. Like the drums sound real cool. That like sampled
Yeah.
voice, the way the synth comes in, this awesome bass line.
Yeah.
And it's not a. It has like a weird vocal structure, weird song
Yeah.
structure all
Yeah.
together. I think it's an awesome song.
I love this melody as we go. Like it gets real high pitched.
Which is like, think I'm in love.
Yeah,
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even get that high, dude. But has a vaporwave element to it, which I love. And there's a couple songs in this album that have a vaporwave kind of style. But this is probably the best like pop infused with new ideas. Like it still gets really stuck in your head. The other ones are not quite as accessible as this one.
I would agree. And I was reading somewhere where I think they've had this song for years, but could never kind of like crack the code vocally and lyrics and melody and I can see why, because it's like the way everything fits together is not how you would think. It is a little strange the way ideas kind of flow.
Yeah.
But it feels very natural. It doesn't sound like a song that you've been sitting there like dissecting for 7 years trying to get it to work.
It feels like a melody first type of thing. Like I can kind of understand why it took them a while. It's like maybe they were sitting on that melody for a long time. It's like, well, how do we like pick that apart into a chorus verse structure? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the space and the drums on the whole record sound awesome.
They
The
do.
snares always sound really good. The bass, hi-hats have like a lot of body to them.
The way that they always like kind of bring the drum, like the kick drum and the bass together on a lot of their songs. Like Don't Wanna has like,
oh yeah,
it has like that drop when the chorus comes in where things just sound like huge, and they do it a lot on this record. That same type of stacking is really cool.
All right.
Yeah, it's like,
sorry.
I thought you were gonna say something.
Yeah. He's Googling which Jonas brother.
Still, once
All
again,
right.
sorry about that. I'm going to own that.
Let's move on to the next song.
This podcast has integrity, okay?
This is Down to Be Wrong.
A little
What did you
mellower
guys
track.
think about this one?
It's the most Sheryl Crow I think they've ever sounded.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But I'm a Crow bro, dude. I am fine with that.
Yeah, dude.
Like they've had elements of that before,
Yeah.
like this
Crow, bro.
Shania Twain,
Yeah.
Sheryl Crow. But this really sounds like Sheryl Crow to me.
There's a lot of Sheryl Crow like lyrics too, you know, just about like being cool, you know. And I hate,
fucking sick.
yeah, exactly. I hate being the dude that's like, this band of women sounds like Sheryl Crow, you know. But it does. I mean, like, and you know I'm a Crow, bro, as well.
Yeah, dude.
I'm there.
Didn't we
with you.
cover a show?
We covered Sheryl
Yeah,
Crow.
it makes you happy.
Yeah, that was great.
That was cool.
But yeah, it's a little bit more mellow, a little bit like, if there's one critique I have of the whole album so far, it's that it's like a lot of the songs are just very like one-dimensional.
I mean, this
like,
song
they
is
just-
Soak Up the Sun.
A slower soak
Slow
up the sun,
Soak
a
Up the
slower,
Sun.
more mellow soak up the sun.
Yeah.
But I really like her vocal delivery on the chorus. Like
Big
that's my favorite part of it.
Yeah, I would agree with the like energy levels being a little lower than I would typically think of for HAIM.
Yeah.
But that chorus has like the big
Yeah.
like moment where it really breaks out of this sort of, but you know, like you would think like maybe second verse pick it up a little different, though I do like this, like how it comes into the chorus there a little quicker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see what you're saying about the energy level overall, but I do really like this song.
I don't know if it's I like the song. I don't know if it's energy level, but it's just more like I guess just
The dynamics.
the dynamic of like coming, you know, having a verse and then coming back to the second verse and kind of not really switching much up. It kind of feels like none of the songs really have like that explosion moment.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember, like I went back and listened to a little bit of Women in Music Part 3 after I listened to this, and there were more like just ear grabbing moments than on this one. Like it feels, again, like kind of treading water a bit. But
Was this a single?
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Okay.
it was. I think they
Alright.
played this on Fallon.
Nice.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Women in Music Part 3, like pretty much front to back, every
Yeah.
song has at least a moment in
Yeah.
it that you're going to remember. Whereas I think there's less of that, especially on the songs that we've heard so far, where everything kind of works and everything is good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it seems to be missing that spark
Yeah.
that the last record did have.
Yeah.
Like the hook, you know, like there's a hook for the chorus that you can remember sing along to, but there's like musically not a lot of it going on. Let's move on. This is Take Me Back. Sounds a lot like that Car Seat Headrest song that we just
Yeah.
That, what's it fucking called? I can't remember.
The Scholars, but I
Scholar.
forget the song.
I can't remember the song name. I love that.
I wasn't there. I wouldn't know.
Song. Yeah. This We Should Start a Band song.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
Fuck. Catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Yeah, that song rules.
Yeah, it's great.
This one kind of reminds me if Sheryl Crow made a song with the Violent Femmes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that like kind of sort of fast, punky. I
I get-
like the chorus a lot. I don't love the verse as much.
hold on a second.
Whoa.
I wanted to go back real quick just to.
Taking a shit in the
There
pickup
was
truck.
yeah, Molly took a shit in the back of the car. I was like, and then I'm like, take me back.
Take me back to smelling my friend's shit in the back of my car.
Like these lyrics on this song are like the worst things ever. They like call out some dude like he couldn't get hard. And I was like,
Nice.
Take me back.
Sounds awesome, dude.
I
like,
love this shit, dude. Remember when we were young and we shit ourselves
we
and our
shit
dicks didn't
ourselves.
work?
take me back to those
Take
days.
me back.
At least I didn't have to pay these goddamn bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't connect with with this song. I don't love the like spoken word vocal delivery.
I
of the
really
verse.
don't like the verses, but I
Yeah.
do like this.
Yeah, this is fun and like summer
and this
vibes.
like break.
Yeah, yeah. The lyrics just like the lyrics with the way like the confidence of like speak singing in like kind of a post punk voice. And then being like, Money took a shit in the back of the car. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, I felt like because this is one of those singles, and I remember every time that line came up, being like, "I wish this didn't have that line in it." It really
It
was.
might have been. It might have been that. I might have got stuck on it, dude. I was like, after I heard it, I just the whole rest of the song, I was like,
She did
your friend
what?
took a shit, and was your favorite thing.
Taco Bell and
Yeah.
smell real bad.
We got Taco Bell and she shit her pants. Had to tell her dad.
We just had to drive around with it. Couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, just wild shit.
But I like, yeah, the rest of like these musical ideas building up and stuff I liked, but I had a problem with that literally every time I listened.
Yeah, me too. Money took a shit in the back of the car. What if I just released a song and I was like, Evan shit his pants?
I'm like, that
During
never
the pod.
happened, dude.
Yeah, you'd have to come out and
You're like,
I
it's
sue
gospel,
you for
brother.
libel.
yeah, that's what Molly's doing right now. It's like
Yeah,
on
Molly-
TikTok. I never took a shit. I never shit myself.
It was just piss.
Yeah, it was a 1, not 2.
I was on coke, but I did not shit myself.
I just pissed.
I may have pissed myself, and then the HAIM sisters were like, all right, she didn't shit herself.
I have the pictures though.
She did just piss herself, but the song needed the shit.
We got in the studio,
I mean,
and Rostam
yeah.
was like, "What if it was shit?
What if we switched out the BM?
This is good, but
It was shit.
what if it was shit?
What if it was shit that Molly did?
What if it was brown?
What if it was brown?
Piss just doesn't have the edge to it that shit does.
These kids, they've seen it all.
They've
Yeah.
They
seen it all.
need a dump.
What if it was shit?
He didn't even dump.
You're talking about wanting to go back in your memories, Are you really remembering piss?
You take tons of
'cause
pisses. You
I'm
only take a
smelling a
few
turd.
shits.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
kind of. It is like, and we're like in this like. This is literally a song where someone
Yeah.
takes a dump in their.
It might have just
Take
been
a shit.
our brains that have been melted down from
Well,
doing
yeah.
this podcast,
Oh, yeah.
and we
I mean-
can't get past it.
Oh, yeah.
But
There-
that's just what it was.
Our listenership is like, 90% dudes.
yeah, I think
And-
it is 94%.
If you watch, like, if there was any women watching this review, and then we're like, yeah, this fucking song's about taking a shit.
yeah, they'd be like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's about much more than that. It's
Yeah.
about,
It's about
deeper
being taken
love.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about taking me back. This is Love You Right. This is another, like, kind of like All Over You. I felt like this was another, like, classic song you'd expect to hear from HAIM.
I kind of hear the influence a little bit of Brandi Carlile in
Yeah,
their music.
yeah.
She's like the spokesperson for like women in music nowadays, it seems, like, because she's on every Grammy thing, every fucking whatever.
She's a country artist, right? I don't know
Americana.
much.
yeah,
Americana, okay.
ish. I mean, Brandi Carlile's amazing. She's
Yeah.
so talented and everything like that. But this one I can hear more specifically because it does kind of have that Americana-ish vibe, more
Yeah.
so than some of the others.
Yeah, I like this, like the lyrical themes of this song too. It's like it's not much different from what they've sang about before. Just like probably about dating some moron,
Yeah, I like this song a lot.
it's good.
I think if this record has a knock, it doesn't seem to have an identity, maybe like some of the other records did.
Yeah,
Like Days Are Gone had like kind of this overall vibe. Same thing with Women in Music. And the times that they are doing Americana on the record, I tend to like it a bit more.
Yeah.
It feels a bit stronger. Like that, this melody is just so nice.
really
And like how
nice, yeah.
sparse it gets and like her voice. And yeah, a lot of HAIM songs. Because Ariel Reichstad or something like that is a guy that has worked on their records before. And I guess dated Danielle Haim for like a very long time, but he
Not
like
Joe
co-produced.
Jonas.
Not Joe Jonas. So like he had co-produced with Rostam for a lot of their stuff. So I think you're right that it is like well-trod territory,
Yeah.
but this song is very good.
Yeah, I really like the melody. Some of the vocal bits remind me like of Perfume Genius.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like I just pick up on that a little bit, and I just really like
Didn't they
when
say
they do-
shit on the wall just there again or something
I'm
like
not
that?
sure. They might have gone back
There,
to the
go,
shit.
keep going, and I'll talk. I'll look for it.
But yeah, I just really like her tonal quality when she goes in that like falsetto.
Big
Like,
time.
she's just like, I don't know. She's a really great singer. I mean, they're all really great, but I like Danielle Haim as a front woman a lot.
I agree. Yeah, like on Days Are Gone, it seemed like she had the most idiosyncrasy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like some of that has dropped off,
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
but she still does things that I don't hear anybody else doing.
Yeah.
And there's like just a character to her voice.
Yeah.
And like the way that she's able to emote.
Yeah.
Sorry, you piss on the wall.
You piss
It's
on
nothing
the
at all.
It's very scatological. This
Yeah,
record.
yeah. There's a lot of bodily fluids.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. This is
I'm getting you hard in the back of the car.
also cool.
Yeah. Love that.
Let's do. This is The Farm.
I like this one.
I don't like this one. This is
I
my
know
least,
exactly why you don't.
This is my least favorite.
Because you're not a petty guy.
I'm not a Petty guy.
I
mean,
Even
you're
though
a
I
Petty.
actually have been listening to more Tom Petty recently, I've gotten.
but you're still not a petty guy.
I've gotten
Yeah.
"Don't Do Me Like That" stuck in my head many times this past week.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, you're a petty guy. I mean, you're
I'm a
small
petty
and
guy.
vindictive.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Tom
you don't
Petty?
like Tom.
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Will I hold
Yeah.
a grudge?
Well, I
yes.
hold a
Yeah.
grudge. Absolutely.
Yeah, this like has like Wildflowers a
Yeah.
lot to it. But again, this is that like Americana stuff that I think they're doing really well, but it seems like they don't fully commit the whole way to the album because they're still a pop band, so it
Yeah.
feels like there's kind of like these competing impulses on some of these songs to be just pop music, whereas this is a little more sparse, a little more Americana.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like this one. It stuck out to me. I can't really describe it more than that, but I just after listening to it multiple times, like, oh yeah, that I like the Farm one.
I just like felt the complete opposite. I just felt like this was like the clear like sore thumb in the track list for me. That was like kind of like my problem with the record the whole way is like these songs are good, but they're a little bit one dimensional. This felt the most one dimensional with the melody, just like with how like mid tempo and sparse it was. I just felt like I remember it, each time, but I remember it more of just because it's like this is the skip for me.
Oh, wow.
This
Yeah.
feels like the skip.
Yeah, I disagree because I think the melody is very good. Whereas some of those ones that I may have agreed that feel a bit one note, they're usually in that like monotony sort of register,
Yeah.
very low. But this is like very like pretty and dynamic when it comes to vocally, and I really like that like the lyrics in it as well. There's that line, "We can sell the farm, but you need to buy me out."
Yeah, no,
I like that a lot.
I do like the lyrics. There's a couple that like maybe even more than on other songs on the record that stand out.
I made a comment on the first song, I think it was, where I thought the melody was basic to like
Yeah.
the song's detriment. This one, it's such a sparse mix and like
Yeah.
arrangement that, and this is a pretty, because all she's doing is da 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 the whole time. But like for some reason, this serves it better. I don't know. Maybe it is just because it's like kind of like basically a country song.
Yeah.
You know.
And I like country. I definitely like newer country, but This
And
one just felt, I don't know. I was just a little bit bored by
A
it.
little
I guess.
ragtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really like the production on this. Like having that piano be so like sparse and on its own, and not playing chords, playing like a melody line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think is like a standout on the record. So you're wrong.
Well, you're wrong.
All right,
So,
dude.
you're both wrong.
A house
actually.
divided.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's move on to the next one. This is Lucky Stars. This one's a little bit more my zone, you know.
I mean, it sounds like a '90s alt rock song.
Reminds me a lot of Moby or Garbage.
Yeah,
That's
big
what
time.
I like.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because you would expect either synth or electric guitar
Yeah.
that's like really fuzzy and
Yeah.
noisy, but they're kind of using all the stuff that they just used in like the last two Americana songs
Yeah.
to build this kind of wall of sound.
This
Yeah.
is a cool song.
It's cool. I mean, it's if there's one thing I knock it a little bit for with productions, that the vocals are just a little bit like faint, and it feels very like whispery the whole time. Like the whole time you're just like where they can like project way more than this. But I feel like it fits with the instrumentation. You know, it feels like kind of twinkly and 90s, and I don't know. You know, this is a classic me. End credits of a romantic comedy movie that I'm like,
Scrolling them shits.
Shazam, what is that?
Yeah,
You know?
And perks of being a wallflower now,
Exactly.
please. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that the vocal mix kind of played into that feeling of it being a '90s, like kind of taking that shoegazy approach to vocals.
What's the fucking song? That's the song that I
Sixpence None the Richer?
No, fucking Chicken Cherry Cola.
Oh,
fucking
yeah, dude,
Savage
Savage
Garden.
Garden. This is a Savage Garden.
Yeah.
That's why I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We figured out we were dancing around it with Moby.
Yeah, it's fucking Savage Garden. I Want You.
Yeah. Side
What's
of
the
a mountain or
garden
whatever
song?
the fuck
What's
it's
the
called.
Springsteen garden song?
Secret
Secret Garden.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a better song.
Even better. No, it's not better. Come on.
It's the
Chicken
best.
Cherry Cola. Yeah.
I mean, Chicken Cherry Cola is pretty good, but just the image of like
Chicken
him
Cherries.
like, wearing his Letterman jacket and riding around.
It's like a 50-year-old guy.
Yeah, just like,
Hey, little girl.
oh, that's the other one. The Secret Garden's.
Oh, that's fucking, yeah. I'm thinking of the other one. Shit.
Damn, dude.
That's
I'm
I'm
on
on
Fire.
fire. Yeah. But yeah, I like this.
I like this a lot.
Yeah. Let's move on. Million Years.
There's a lot of songs on this album.
This is a long album. Yeah.
There's too many, I think.
I do like the Prodigy beat
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah,
Like
you
it's
know.
the same beat as Firestarter.
Yeah.
I am the fire starter.
But I don't love the verse in this. I don't love like the spoken word vocal. Some of the lyrics are a little like, I would stop every war if I had a
Yeah.
million years or something like that. You're like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay.
But I really like the chorus hook.
Yeah.
That comes up.
Yeah, I mean, this is again like it feels like Garbage.
Yeah.
Not Garbage, but the band.
Yeah,
Garbage.
Shirley Manson.
Shirley Manson, which
Butch
I
Vig.
love, and I love Butch Vig. Like, I love those drums. It reminds me of one Garbage song, and I can't remember the name of it. I'll think of it. But yeah, I love those drums. I love the glitch, like trip hop type of thing they're doing with. But something about them doing the spoken word, like type of vocal, it's like I just never. It hits me wrong in the ear. You know?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a time that they've done it well. Like maybe like Man from the Magazine, but even they were like singing a bit more in that song.
Yeah.
But yeah, this like I could see them doing a dance remix of this song of
Yeah.
just like getting rid of the spoken word and just like hanging on this part
Yeah.
and like having the vocals come in.
Yeah.
Every time they go back down to the spoken word, it's just kind of like, all right, we need something until we can go back to the dancey like Euro
Yeah.
chorus again.
Yeah.
And I just like the Euro chorus way more.
I'm a big fan of the Euro chorus.
Big
yeah,
time,
it's
dude.
really nice. Yeah. Fucking driving through the city, head out the window, like
Yeah. Again, perks of being a wallflower. I mean,
this.
this is your
We're
cultural.
finding-
It's my
lane.
cultural lane.
We're
yeah.
we're finding a trend here.
Yeah.
Perks of Being Wallflower was actually filmed in the
In our
town
high
that
school.
we-
Oh, yeah.
Our high school in the town that we grew
Square
up
Hole
Yeah.
Tunnels.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Squirrel Hill Tunnels, yeah.
I thought
But-
it was the Fort Pitt Tunnel.
Hey,
But
could
she
be.
was
Might
infinite.
have. I thought it was the Liberty Tunnel. I can't remember.
We got some tunnels.
We got
It
some,
was
we
the
got some
four
things
pit.
to look into.
It was the fourth pit.
Was it a 4 pit?
Yeah, where she's infinite.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel infinite?
I don't even care. I'm a loser.
I don't even care if it was just getting hit with a fucking sign.
You want to see the
What
guy?
was that?
Check this out. I sent this guy to you guys on Instagram.
Oh, I
just
saw
to
it, I
derail.
saw it,
You want to see
yeah.
this guy get hit in the head really quick?
I saw it.
I saw
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we
watch
both
it.
saw it. Yeah. We don't have to.
I don't want to have to edit that in
Yeah.
either, but
Let's move on to everybody's trying to figure me out.
it's gonna turn into your mom's house. Watch this video.
Yeah, watch this guy
Can't
getting
get hit in
hurt.
the-
Back to the HAIM review.
Sorry.
That's all right. I didn't. Yeah, this one felt. It. You know,
What are we on? Like track 9 or 10?
not even sure, but this one felt like the Farm Part 2 a little
Oh,
bit. To me.
man.
This is the farm light to me a
Wrong.
little
Yeah.
bit.
wrong.
It's not bad. I like the vocal melody way better than the Farm. Feels a little bit more, maybe not the Farm, but maybe Down to Be Wrong Part 2.
This is maybe my favorite song on the record. It was my favorite single that they put out. It reminds me so much of Third Planet by Modest Mouse.
Oh, damn.
This part and then like
Yeah.
the da-na-na-na-na,
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
even think about that.
like this part is like so Third Planet, and
Yeah,
I love
this-
that album. I love that song, and even though it seems like they're pretty much kind of taking huge elements from that song,
Yeah.
I think that they employ them in a cool way. I like this song a lot.
I-
It reminds me more of Relationship in that it's this strange amalgamation of elements that
Yeah,
come together in
yeah.
a way that I wouldn't have
They're
expected.
smushing a bunch of parts together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything about it is bad, but I just felt like at this point in the record they've done this already a couple
Yeah.
times. You know, like they've done this kind of sparse kind of Americana song a couple times already on this record, where I'm more hooked on the like the vaporwave 90s stuff that they're doing. Like I think they're just doing it better. Like there's two personalities to this record. Like it feels a little bit inconsistent in that way, where it doesn't have the identity of just like them doing one style, and both the other styles are like so different from each other, you know?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
For sure. But this falls on the side that I think that they're doing well. Like I like the more Americana, soulful stuff that they're doing, and there's just stuff in this song that I really like. I really like that little synth line that they're
Yeah,
doing
synth
where it
line's
gets
cool.
sparse.
Yeah.
Danielle's voice sounds really cool in this. Like it's like more like scratchy than the rest of the record in certain parts. Yeah, so I would agree with like the critique overall of the record, but this falls on like the side that I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not. I wouldn't say it's for me. It's like one of the like weakest songs, but yeah. If there was like a two-face, you know, there's like
Yeah.
Americana.
You're flipping the coin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on 90s side.
Yeah.
I'm on the dark side.
Yeah, Harvey Dent.
I'm on Two-Face's side.
Yeah,
Harvey
right.
Dent.
You're on the summer girl pop
Yeah.
side. The
Yeah,
dark
that's
side.
the dark side. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Try to Feel My Pain.
Maybe my favorite song on the record.
I feel like we're just not.
We're on different.
not
You
wavelengths.
guys
clicking
are
on
really
this.
different.
The next like 3 songs, I felt like were very, like they just sounded so familiar to me. You
For
know?
me, after this becomes bonus track territory.
Yeah, that's exactly how
You
I felt.
know,
Like this,
like-
the album could have ended at Everybody's Trying to Figure Me Out, and now we're getting like, oh, let's just throw this in there. Like it has a cool little organ part. You know, like it just goes on.
I'm just
for too
trying.
long.
Once we get into like minute 38 of 52,
Yeah,
and we're one of two vibes, like either Sheryl Crow or like maybe something a little brighter and country-ish.
yeah,
I'm having a tough time discerning my way through a lot of this stuff,
yeah. It's just like this,
especially when everything's so chill.
Yeah, it is. It's a super chill record.
Yeah.
Which like I enjoy, like chill records like this that
Yeah,
are like
sure.
a little bit more watered down, just so I can like have something to listen to that's not fucking harsh, all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like these songs on the back half, I just felt like I've heard that organ melody before somewhere. You know,
Well, it has
sounds
kind of like a sitting on a dock on the bay.
yeah, that's it.
But I like it. I like the beat. I like keeping like a fast beat that whole time, like shuffling on the hi-hat the whole time. And I think it's like one of the best melodies on the record, like super soulful. The stuff that works for me the most is when it's like Americana and soulful. And I like that is kind of a shade that they haven't shown yet, but they still like incorporate cool stuff like this, like that weird sort of either organ or synth and then the horns.
Yeah.
And the horns sound like very old-timey and like with a lot of texture to them.
Yeah.
This I agree on some of the ones that are going to follow, but this was like one of the last tracks on the record that I thought felt essential, and I could like this feels like a nice closer to me. Like there's like kind of like
I
a
can see that.
mournful sort
Yeah.
of quality to
Yeah,
it.
I could give you that.
Whereas
Yeah.
like, the stuff that comes after it, I'm a little more like,
I will agree with you on the vocal melody. Like, it's one of the better ones on the record. Like, she does something different with a very familiar instrumentation and like instrument, like what am I even trying to say? Organ melody. Like, she does something different with the vocal that kind of sets it apart. But yeah, just wasn't one of my favorites. This is Spinning.
and this is Alana.
Yeah, this one's Alana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This sounds like she listened to Magdalena Bay
yeah,
and was like,
that's
I
it.
want to make a Magdalena Bay song.
There was
like
something
right here?
Yeah, yeah.
That's so
100%.
Mika.
Yeah, this one also felt familiar to me, like right off the bat. It felt like a like there's like an '80s song that it's like picking up from.
This-
I'm not sure what that is.
It's
but,
so
like,
familiar, and it's been
yeah.
driving me literally crazy.
I tried to look it up to see if anyone else caught on to it. Someone maybe suggested Prince, like maybe
but it's like exact.
Little Red Corvette or
exact.
Raspberry
Like
Parade.
for
It's
me, I was
exact.
thinking like not quite freshman year or whatever. What's that song where he's like I can't think of it.
Not
Talking
sure
about
either.
But it's like more of a '90s song.
Yeah, it feels like some sort of like workout video.
Oh,
Type of
this,
you know, I
I'm
can't.
talking just about the vocal melody that like.
Yeah, it could be a bunch of things, but it did feel like, messing around with something in your bedroom where you wanted it to sound like Prince or Magdalena Bay, or like going after like a very focused influence and just throwing it on there. Like it fits with the other '90s like pop stuff, but I just There, like you said earlier, it does feel like after a certain point you're getting bonus tracks. It's felt like a bonus track.
Yeah, because I don't dislike the song.
I don't either. It's fine. but-
It's not a bad song,
Yeah.
but it does feel like if I would have got this song
Like
in 3
4
months,
songs ago.
yeah.
in 3 months, and they're like, hey, here's the bonus version, because they did that with Women in Music.
Yeah.
where, like they put like the Taylor Swift version.
Every big band does that now.
Yeah. The bonus EP.
Yeah. And like, if this album was 12 minutes shorter, I think it would go down a bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't dislike anything that's about to follow, but none of it feels essential.
No.
Yeah. Let's move on.
And this is Esty singing.
This is Esty singing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way
Going
about
a
this one.
soulful route here.
This one's just not even as fun though as the past two for me.
No, it's a funeral song.
Yeah, it feels just too sad, and I was just like, it's just odd, I guess. I don't know. Feels like another bonus track. I don't have too strong of feelings about it. I just feel like it's not doing enough to like earn its place, I guess.
Yeah, and even like the production doesn't feel as adventurous on the last 2 songs
Yeah.
as the rest of the record.
Yeah.
They seem to be making a really concerted effort to add something that's strange or off that kind of, makes it sound a bit like different.
Yeah.
Whereas these 2 sound very much just like pop songs.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
beat, like there's not anything cool going on the drums.
Yeah.
It's like a very straightforward sort of pop production on the music and then a pretty standard pop melody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have like the character that a lot of the other stuff on the record has.
Yeah. I will 100% agree. I think that's all I have to say about it.
That's all I got.
Yeah, let's move on. Blood on the Street, second to last song. Like this one quite a bit. I thought that the Americana Western vibe on this one was more interesting than a couple of the previous ones. Like,
It harkens back to some of their old stuff to me a little bit.
Feels like way more like cowboy.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that guitar sounds insane.
Fucking awesome. And there's just weird shit, like the other weird production shit that they put on top of it towards the back half.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
That guitar sounds like the guitar that would be like hanging at a steakhouse if you took it off the wall and played it.
This thing's been
tavern.
seasoned by years of steak.
Yeah.
A tavern.
Yeah, definitely. And I like how they're like, this is like a posse cut, like the only posse cut on the record where they all kind of take a verse.
Yeah.
And you kind of get the different character that each of their voice can bring, and it's probably the most adventurous melodies.
Yeah.
You know, like kind of all over the place, and then getting a little.
Yeah. On this one is where that, like the lead guitar that I. Like that really dry tone where I feel like it really works here. Like it needed this kind of like old dusty type of guitar riff to go over
this
top
goddamn bar.
of. Yeah. I love this bar. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this
I
song.
fucking
I like it
love
too.
this bar.
Out of the bonus tracks,
Out of the
it's
bonus
the
track.
best.
It's
I
the
wouldn't
best
even-
bonus track.
For me, I feel like this, is not exactly bonus track. Like I feel like this could have been closer,
If this was a 10-track album, I think it would be one of the 10.
Yeah, I think that they should make an effort to keep it.
Yeah, you could have probably moved something like from the earlier
back.
down
Yeah,
and put this up in the
We're
meat of the order.
We're sequencing.
We are
boys.
sequencing.
Yeah, we love our sequencing.
We love the sequencing.
Fucking love it.
Let's move on. Last song. Now it's time.
This is they had to credit U2 because this is the riff from Numb. Like,
Okay, I don't even
like,
know that song.
You ever seen that video where Edge is like sitting in a chair singing to camera and then he's getting like hazed, like people are like touching his head and like wrapping it up in rope?
I don't think so. Never
It's from
seen it.
Zooropa, which is like one of their 90s records.
Okay, yeah.
I
Not a
don't-
90s U2 guy. I'm more of a how to dismantle an atomic
I'm
bomb.
more 03. yeah.
04 to
My
04.
YouTube tastes align with my movie tastes.
With the well, no, you gotta be stuck in a moment, dude.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I'm more 02, 04.
02. I mean, there's like Joshua Tree.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's-
I mean, the
that's
early
good.
shit's
Everyone
in-
Early
loves
shit's
Joshua
great.
Tree.
And then, they hit you with Vertigo, and you're like, they're back.
Yeah, Couture, I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah, kind of a bad closer. Not a great closer. There's like one cool idea where it drops out and you get that like drum fill and it goes big again, but
I felt like that was the only reason it was the closer. Because,
Yes.
like, I thought it was another song. I was just, like, kind of listening casually and thought it went into the next song. But, yeah, it ends with this, like, I can't remember what the line is that she says, like, it's time to let go or something, or time to move on or something. And then it pauses for, like, a while. And then you get, like, this kind of, like, the first, like, real, like, big rock band moment on the record, which is not bad. It just felt like it wasn't what the rest of the record really was, and I don't know, it felt like a weird detour to end the record on.
yeah, I would agree. And that happened to me twice. When I
Yeah.
was listening to it,
Yeah.
I thought the album ended and I was like, did it just start something different?
Yeah.
Like, did, like
Yeah.
Spotify autoplay something?
That's what I thought. That's exactly what I
Still the
thought.
same song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a very good closer. to
It's
me.
not. It's not.
I don't know if
bad.
there's a closer on the album though. Like to me,
Yeah, it does kind of. I mean,
I think
I
the
don't
one they opened with makes a little bit of sense as an opener, but I don't know. The rest of them, like the next 14 songs, I feel like you could fucking rearrange them in a bunch of different ways.
yeah, it is kind of. It's a little bit of a scatterbrained, record. Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
I mean, this is cool.
Yeah, and this does sound like 90s
I was
U2.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say this is definitely. Now that you say it's U2, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's U2.
Yeah,
It does make for a little bit of a disappointing record listen to me. I remember when this ended and it went back into
The
the
opening
first song,
track.
Gone. I was like, oh, that's it.
yeah.
I don't know how you guys felt. But.
Yeah.
Should we do the CAs?
Yeah.
Sure.
I can go first.
Yeah, you go
You
first.
want me to go first? Yeah, I really, there's nothing for me to really hate about this record. I thought it was fun. I thought some of the songs were really like cool and different. I liked the 90s sort of like electronica elements with some of the drums and that glitchy vaporwave type of stuff that they were going in, or direction that they were going in. And then the Americana stuff, I feel like they were doing it really well, but it did, like I said before, like it feels so lopsided. It was like, where is the like direction of this record? Like, what are they really trying to do? And on one hand, it's like you should always try to have one record kind of have a general theme so it's cohesive, and on the other hand, it's like, who gives a shit? Like, so like it's just a preference thing.
Yeah,
I like when a record has more cohesion. It's just like a better listening experience to me. I thought some of the pop songs were better. Like I really liked All Over Me and Relationships. I really liked Love You Right, Lucky Stars, Million Years. But then there was songs like Try to Feel My Pain, and Everybody's Trying to Figure Me Out, and Down to Be Wrong, which are like okay. And then where it lost me was the back half, where it just felt like weird. There was so many, like, it started to feel like this is just cutting room floor. Why not put it on there? Who gives a shit? And that's where it's like I was okay with kind of it being a scattered record because of the two vibes. Like there was only two vibes. It wasn't like all over the place. Mm-hmm. But then the cutting room floor stuff where I was like, okay, we didn't need this. We didn't need these like last four songs. But other than that, it's a chill record. There's a lot of good songs to go back and listen to. I don't think, I might not go back and listen to it a lot, but there are definitely songs I am interested in hearing again. I like All Over Me. I like Relationships for sure. I'm going to go back and listen to. I'm feeling a nice 6-8 from me on this one.
I'll go next. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel really closely the way Nate does. It's really long for what it is, and there's not really much that I left after listening to this multiple times, like remembering. It's almost chill and consistent to its detriment because there's not many peaks or valleys that would make it more memorable to me, like a really, really sparse or emotional moment, or like a really, really in-your-face moment. There's none of that. It's all it's all like cruising. It's cruise control most of the way, 7 above the speed limit or something like that.
Chill to a fault.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that all the HAIM sisters are incredible musicians, obviously, and I think they do a really nice job of marketing their stuff. I'm shocked that this is only their 4th album. It feels like they've been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I remember being in high school and them doing stuff, but that might have just been their first go around. So anyways, but the production's really good, which is refreshing and enjoyable for this kind of music where you could fall into the Antonov trap of the drums sounding like trash and some really predictable composition choices. Evan kind of talked about a few of the songs, Relationships kind of keeps you guessing. Mm-hmm. So I can't ding it for that, but what I am going to ding it for is straight up, there's so much fucking music that doesn't need to be here. There could be 8 really good tracks, and I think that would bump my score up dramatically. So the fact that it's 52 minutes and 15 songs, I'm feeling like a 6.5 on this.
I feel pretty similar. I think I liked listening to it more than you guys did, but all those critiques hold water. I think there is kind of an identity crisis in what the album is. Mm-hmm. It does kind of feel like it's all over the place, especially like you said, this is only their 4th album, so they release records almost like every half decade.
Yeah.
And you would think that with more time to work on these songs, that they would feel a bit more like direct with what they are trying to do with an album. And the last album did feel that way.
Yeah,
like
for
the
sure.
the last album was is one of my favorite pop records of the past few years. And this one, it still has. I don't think that there's a song on here that I didn't like, but there just aren't those moments that are on their previous records that really keep you wanting to re-listen to these songs. I think overall I did like a number of the songs more than some of you guys did. I do like them kind of dipping into Americana, and I almost kind of wish they like fully went for it.
Yeah.
Like what would just a fully HAIM Americana record sound like?
Yeah.
The melodies are good. I like some of the lyrics. Some of the lyrics are. I don't remember as many HAIM songs hitting me in a weird place with the lyrics. Where I'm like, what is going on?
I felt that way too.
But yeah, when they're doing like Americana and soul, that's like kind of a thing that I haven't really heard from them. I mean, obviously, like pop music has an element of soul to it. But I did like hearing that. But yeah, towards the back half, and I don't know if it's like the other sisters have to get songs on the record too, because it's kind of weird to have like Danielle, and then like at the very end you get the other sisters.
George
leading
needs
songs.
his songs on the album too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shoehorn
Where's
right
Ringo's song?
Yeah. Where's Yellow Submarine, dude?
So yeah, I agree that if you lobbed off the last 4, released them as bonus content, you're like, this is pretty good B-sides. But having them on the record itself. But I did enjoy it, and I probably will end up coming back to more of the songs than you guys. So with that being said, I'm thinking 7-2.
7-2. It's a 6-8. I win.
You do win.
Yeah.
You do win. Now,
I win on this one.
we've given
I was
other
right on the
6-8s
money.
hell yeahs, but you guys, we gotta vote here. Is it a
This
yeah
is-
whatever,
I think
or
it's
is
a
it?
yeah, whatever.
Oh wow.
Man, this is tough because you're probably in hell yeah.
Yeah,
too.
I'm
definitely in hell
a
yeah.
very light hell yeah.
It's man, it's either a strong yeah whatever or a light hell yeah, and
I think maybe it's the absolute strongest possible yeah whatever.
I
Medical-
probably have to
Medical grade yeah whatever.
for how I felt about the record. Like I want to give it a hell yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to give it a hell yeah because there are moments where I'm like, sweet.
I just want to give the band
Hell
a
yeah.
hell yeah,
I
because I,
wanna-
like them and respect them. And
yeah,
whatever.
and I don't think this is a bad release. Like
Yeah.
6-8, that's very high for for this show and for me.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. This is medical grade. Yeah, whatever. This,
This
is
is-
shooting it right into your veins. Yeah, whatever.
The scale is ironclad for
Yeah.
a reason.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
got to stick by it. If
Yeah.
we
We
keep
gotta
bending
stick
and
by it.
flexing,
We can't bend.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me, it's like a very light hell yeah. Like
Yeah.
the absolute light is hell yeah.
I'm
like
gonna give it a
trace signs of hell yeah.
All right, which graphic am I putting
Yeah.
on the screen?
I think it's medical.
Medical
It's
grade, yeah,
medical
whatever.
grade, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's medical grade. Yeah, whatever.
And but yeah, because I'm starting to see a pattern. Like, is it going to be every odd HAIM record is awesome, and every even record
yeah.
is kind of like because like
Whatever.
they knock exactly. Because like the first their debut's great. Second
Yeah.
album kind of had similar problems to this one where
Yeah.
it just wasn't memorable. Like
Yeah.
like all the pieces were there, but you just don't remember the songs.
Yeah.
Third record, tons of memorable songs, and then this one is just kind of like existing.
I guess you'll find out in like 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, in another 11 years
Yeah,
when we
we'll
get another
find
HAIM record.
I just kind of thought that this was the typical like we're trying to do something different, but yet we're like not sure what that is yet, and we haven't completely shed our skin yet.
Yeah.
And it's that transitional record where it's like a lot of bands have it with their like sophomore slump where they try to do something different right out of the gate. But it feels like they're trying to go in some direction. I'm not sure what that is yet. Whether it's
And
like,
they may not.
They may not, and that's what it feels like. They don't know what it is. It's like somewhere between, 90s glitch pop or it's
Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow Americana, which I feel like they've done Sheryl Crow Americana before and done it well.
Yeah.
So I would have
Yeah.
preferred more of a lean into that '90s glitch.
I'm more of
pop.
a Russell Crowe
You're-
Americana. Have you ever
I
listened
like
to his
Russell. No, does he have
it's
a
awesome.
band?
Yeah.
yeah. What do they
Of
call?
course he does.
The
It's like-
Gladiators
it's-
of rock.
L.A. Confidential.
Confidential.
They
yeah.
tour with the Hollywood Vampires.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so sick.
Yeah.
I forget what the hell his band is called. It is something.
The
It's just
Gladiators
Russell
of
Crowe.
rock.
dude.
Russell.
Oh.
He's got a song. Oh, okay.
The Counting Russell Crows. That could be another band name.
Nice.
Count- there it
Put
is.
it on there. Yeah.
Put it on part 2.
What did you think of this record, folks? Is it a yeah whatever to you, or is it a hell yeah to you? Let us know what you thought. You know, are we went more yeah whatever, but are you leaning more towards hell yeah? That's all I have to say.
That's
You
it.
know,
All
that's
right.
it. Did you like this? Did you hate it? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our Patreon page for bonus content. It's $5 a month. Become a quitter. Support the show. It's HAIM. I quit my band.
Nice.
We'll see you next time.
Russell
Goodbye.
Crowe's band is called Indoor Garden Party. There it is.
There you have
That's
it.
why you tune in.
IGP.
That's an awful band name.
It's a terrible band.